Toastmasters and guests. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity and for your attention and for being here and creating this supportive space. My name is Elizabeth DeLapp, and usually I'm called Beth. And I started out in life as Bethy, and somewhere along the way it got shortened, which is good. I turned 57 later this week, which means I'm a Pisces, and I like water. I've been married for about 20 years to a really wonderful friend and supportive partner, Ken. We have all kinds of kids. We have stepkids, biological kids, adopted, and grandkids. And they come, or we all together come from all over the world: Ireland, England, Oman, Iraq, Russia, Scotland, Norway, and the little island of Zanzibar, which is where my daughter-in-law comes from. And they all come with several different religions. So, not surprisingly, I studied cultural anthropology in college, and I never did that as a career, and what happened was instead of going to study the distant cultures came to me, and I've learned a lot from my family. My graduate degree is in social work, and without really planning it, I ended up in mental health for about 30 years, and I'm still continuing to do that on a very small scale. I have a studio that I share with a friend in River Arts, and right now what I'm doing there is leading groups on writing and being an artist that are based somewhat on Reiki principles of living. Let's see. I write and publish books through a website that I call The Whole Salamander. This is one of my favorites. These are the Facebook posts of a friend who admittedly can't spell, and I just have published it just the way, but he quotes Rumi and all kinds of wonderful things. And this is a friend who writes an inspirational message every week, and I helped her put that into a book. This is one of my novels. This is something I wrote before the 2008 election, and I actually rewrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for modern day audiences. The lioness, the rich, and the Humvee, and and the white witch became the white rich, and also sometimes he was called Dick, which was somebody that we used to know. And then I have these animals who write books. There's Daco Barker and Annie, and she's sort of a takeoff on Pema Chodron, and he's a takeoff on the No Spin Zone. So there's something else in there. Let's see. There's a couple of chocolates. Where's my rock? Ah, here it is. Okay. So I'm a hands-on manager of 2 vacation rentals, and I really love making beds and just creating a clean house for people, a clean and welcoming place for people to come and be together as families. It's sort of like a therapist thing, only it's happier, and often the outcome is more predictable. Let's see. So I'm going to finish with my favorite thing that I'm going to share. A few years ago, I met an elderly, well, quite some years ago, I met an elderly lady who was a Reiki master. She was from Germany, and she decided she would give me the master level of Reiki. And you've all probably heard about Reiki since this is Asheville, but it's something that surfaced about 150 years ago in Japan. And I was her apprentice because she was an old school oral tradition kind of person, and so I was her apprentice for 3 years. Then I received the master level, and she passed away when she was 90. I was with her daily while she was in hospice. She'd had a stroke. All she could move was her hand. I'm trying to remember, it was her right hand. She could do a little bit with her left, but it was just her right hand. And I brought her this rock because it would connect her with the earth and give her something. She couldn't talk. She was very much with it. She was talking with her eyes. So they were moving her one day, and she drops the rock. And the tech goes to pick it up, and he says, "This is hot. Was it in the oven?" And that's just she was such a meditative woman. She was meditating. She couldn't speak. She couldn't do anything else. She was meditating. Anyway, she taught me that Reiki is about love. And she said, it's easy to love people that you love, but what about the ones you don't love? And she taught me that Reiki is a practice, a way of life. It's not just the hands-on stuff. So I've really embraced that it's a way of meditation and prayer, and that appreciation is really central to it, because that's how you come to love. Thank you so much. I appreciate your attention.